Honorable Malema.
No, I was saying to the minister, on Tuesday he must come with that part, because we need to hear that part. It's very important. Not those things of where the minister is being threatened, that conversation, because, and the legal team must help us there, his legal team, just to cut that portion and then come and play it on Tuesday. Whether we're proceeding with the SC or it's our turn, either way, we'll need that.
Yeah.
A few moments later.
You brought evidence in a form of an audio. That part of the threats that you think that are being said in the audio is that someone says if you are clean, you can proceed and all those things. But I don't know what other honorable members would have heard in the audio, but what I heard in the audio was actually the sentiments of your chief of staff, Mr. Nkabinde, saying those things of being clean, not clean, and all those things. Did you finally get the part that which you wanted us to hear so that we are able to understand better your argument in regard to this? You'll recall that even Honorable Malema did advise that when you come back today, you must actually direct us exactly where we must go so that we understand your argument better.
I was saying to the minister, on Tuesday he must come with that part, because we need to hear that part. It's very important.
The part that I was interested in was where such a statement was being made between them and then recorded. Now, it's only in reference, it turns out, because that part was said before they started recording. But it is referred to in the conversation on the 5th and acknowledged by them when they remind each other that whoever would have screenshot them when they were discussing would not have missed out on this part and that part. For instance, on the first part where there was talk of fight back, where there was talk of if the minister is clean. That conversation had not been or was not recorded, and I thought part thereof was actually recorded. That's why I brought it here. But it turns out that it is only in reference. So my answer to you is that I thought that that had been recorded. It turns out it had not been recorded. It just comes as a reference, rather.
Yeah?
I thought that that had been recorded. It turns out it had not been recorded. It just comes as a reference, rather.
Okay. Does the minister understand that as things stands, given that the response, the ad hoc committee doesn't have the evidence of threats as things stands now?
The ad hoc committee has a reference as it stands now, and I would advise that if it pleases the ad hoc committee, you can get Mr. Nkabinde to come and say it for himself. So it shouldn't just be, just because the recording, the actual recording is only in reference, and therefore that's the end of the game. It's not the end. And Nkabinde is alive, he can be asked to come so that he says it himself, if you so wish.
He's alive and kicking.
It's alive and kicking, just like...
No, it's fine.
Yes,
Chair.
You know, this morning when we started, from this table, we made an announcement to members of the ad hoc committee that our support team followed up with the minister and his team to forward the extract that he wanted us to play on that day. And as at the time of resumption of proceedings this morning, that extract has not been forwarded to us. So it is not us. It was him who said it last week on Friday, that he wanted us to hear that extract and it was not there in the recording. And you are very right that when we rose, Honorable Malema said, please make sure that whatever piece of information you have you want to bring us, make it available. So it has not been made available, Honorable Minister. And the question that the Honorable Member is asking, he is justified to say that as it stands now, the ad hoc committee doesn't have that extract, which you promised that it will be made available.
Yes, Chair, and I give a reason that I was under an impression that it had been recorded when the recording of their conversation had started, and it turns out that it had not started on the first day. When that was mentioned, it only started on the fifth day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I take the explanation, but the fact remains, as we proceed now, the extract is not here before us.
It is not here before us as intended, except to add that it is in reference,
Yeah.
only in reference.
Yeah, we agree. If we use the primary and the secondary, we will say the primary is not here.
I would
That's so.
agree.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, there is a hand.
Honorable Malema.
I'm on the same point. The minister, because you are putting it as if we should have the recording. The minister does not have a recording. He told us he's got a recording and he wants us to play. That's number one. Number two, he wanted us to listen to something he never listened to himself. Because it's not there. And that's what you should be asking the minister. Not that where we are now, we don't have a recording. That recording doesn't exist. Let's agree there. That there was no such a recording where Mkhwanazi was threatening the minister. And that's why I was interested that he must bring that thing here, because we want to hear for real if minister was threatened. Minister comes, that thing is not here, and then we speak in different languages. We must put it on record that the minister doesn't have that recording, and therefore that recording doesn't exist.
You are absolutely correct, Honorable Member. And that is how we are proceeding. That is understood, Honorable Minister. We are proceeding from that premise that the evidence that you promised has not been presented before the ad hoc committee.
Again, yes, I've said so.
Thank you so much. Honorable Nwala, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I think both yourself, Chair, and Honorable Malema agree with me that as things stand now, we don't have evidence relating to threats leveled against the minister.